Okay, right, let's get into it. We're doing a deep dive today into, well, a pretty sudden and messy situation, the collapse of Ecom Authority.
Yeah, it happened fast, and we've actually got the court documents filed down in Miami-Dade County. They paint quite a picture of the wind down.
So Ecom Authority, what was their deal, basically?
Well, their model was, helping people set up online stores, mostly on Amazon, Walmart.
Okay,
Sounds good,
yeah,
right?
seems helpful, but expensive.
Oh yeah, very. We're talking significant upfront fees. Sources say anywhere from like $35,000 up to $75,000 just to get started.
Wow.
And
Okay,
then
right.
ongoing fees too, like $99 a month for a tax service. Some people question if it was even needed. Plus, they took a cut, 10% of any profits the store made.
So clients are sinking serious cash into this, really trusting Ecom Authority with their online business.
Exactly. And then, bam, May 23rd this year, Walmart just terminates all the accounts linked to Ecom Authority, just like that.
Pulled the plug completely.
Mm.
Ouch.
Total shutdown on the Walmart side. And then, not even 2 weeks later, June 4th, Ecom Authority announces they're ceasing operations. Done.
And they started this, what's it called? Assignment for the benefit of creditors.
Yeah, an ABC process. It's basically a way to liquidate assets and pay off debts at the state level instead of federal bankruptcy court.
Gotcha. So our mission here is to look at these court filings, the asset lists, who they owe money to, the fee requests, and figure out what's really going on financially.
Right. Who actually gets paid from whatever's left? How much does this whole wind down process even cost? And crucially, what does it mean for all those clients who are owed money?
Okay, so looking through these documents, the picture for those clients, the unsecured creditors, it looks pretty bleak, doesn't it?
It really does. So, Ecom Authority listed assets worth over $5.4 million on paper.
But paper value and real value can be wildly different, especially in a fire sale.
Exactly. The assignee, the person managing this whole thing, reckons only about $1.25 million of that is actually, realistically collectible.
That's a huge drop. Why such a difference?
Well, the documents break it down. A lot was inventory listed at liquidation prices, often way too optimistic. There was over 1 million in inventory they'd supposedly acquired, but not even received yet. The assignee expects maybe 5 cents on the dollar for that, if anything.
Mm.
And a big receivable from Walmart, likely to get slashed by returns and chargebacks. It just shows book value isn't cash in hand when things go south.
Okay, so we have this much smaller pot of actual money, maybe $1.25 million.
Yeah.
But even that isn't just up for grabs, right? There's a line.
There's a line and there's someone right at the front. The documents show a company called Settle Funding, LLC, has a $3.1 million blanket line.
$3.1 million. That's more than the collectible assets.
No.
And blanket line, what does that cover?
Pretty much everything. It's a secured claim over all the business assets, cash, inventory, equipment, you name it. Lead inner, they get paid first from any collectible assets.
Before anyone else.
Before anyone. So with a $3.1 million claim and only $1.25 million realistically collectible, well, you can see the problem for everyone else.
Yeah, the math isn't good. And on top of Settle Funding's claim, there are the costs of this whole ABC process itself, right? The assignee, the lawyers, they get paid too.
Oh, absolutely. And their fees come off the top even before considering other creditors, potentially reducing what Settle Funding gets, and definitely impacting anyone behind them.
How much are we talking?
The assignee is asking for 10% of all the money they collect, plus another 10% success fee if they recover money through lawsuits.
Okay.
And the assignee's lawyers, they're billing at $675 an hour. Plus, they want a 35% contingency fee on anything they recover through litigation.
Wow, $675 an hour.
Yeah.
And wait, did you say both the assignee and the lawyers might take a percentage from the same lawsuit money?
That's a concern some sources have raised looking at this, yeah. It looks like potential double dipping on litigation recoveries. Plus, questions about whether those hourly rates are, a bit high for this kind of work. These costs eat into that small pot of money very quickly.
Which leaves basically nothing for the unsecured creditors, the clients.
That's how it looks based on these initial filings. They're at the very, very back of the line. We've seen estimates putting client losses just from startup fees and lost profits at over $11.8 million from one group.
And maybe much higher overall.
Potentially. If you look at the sheer number of clients and average losses, some estimates go way higher, maybe $85 million plus. But with a $3.1 million secured lease and all these administrative costs ahead of them.
The chances of clients seeing any of their money back from this particular pod seem incredibly slim. And the assignee's fee request doesn't really mention prioritizing client refunds, does it?
No, not specifically. It's focused on getting the process paid for and the secured creditor addressed first, which is legally how it often works.
But it's not totally over yet. You mentioned investigation.
Right. It's important to note the assignee is investigating. The court docs show they've scheduled a deposition, basically formal questioning under oath, of Ecom Authority's leadership for early July.
So they're digging, looking for misconduct,
Yeah.
hidden money.
That's standard, but yes, it suggests they're looking into whether things were done improperly or if there are other assets somewhere that could be recovered that could potentially bring more money into the estate later on.
But that means this is still early days, right? It's not wrapping up anytime soon.
Not at all. This investigation phase means resolution, especially for any potential distribution to unsecured creditors like clients, is likely a long way off, if it happens at all through this specific process.
So recapping from these court docs,
Yeah.
limited real assets, a huge secured debt eating up most or all of it, significant admin costs coming off the top, leaving clients in a really tough spot.
That's the stark picture painted by these initial filings. So thinking about that structure, the priority given to the secured lender and the process costs, and the fact client refunds aren't explicitly mentioned in these early fee requests.
It really makes you wonder what steps might clients even need to consider now, outside of just waiting on this ABC process, if they want any hope of seeing their claims addressed or maybe recovering something down the line.
That's the big question hanging over all of this right now.